Welcome to episode 5, Fantasy 1.0. Today we're talking corner infielders. 5 I like and 5 I don't.
Put your seatbelt on and yield for the apocalypse, yeah. It's the apocalypse, yeah.
Okay, let's get right into it. Let's start with Paul Goldschmidt, 4th overall after his draft position of 4. Best first baseman in baseball, still is. I'm freaked out. Maybe I'm overreacting, but that Humidor they're installing in Arizona, check out the article. There's a link that I've got below. I think it's from Nathan Allen. He's a physics professor at the University of Illinois. He knows more than I do about physics. He projects the home run total to drop by 25 to 50% in Arizona. That's going to help pitchers, and that's going to hurt hitters, obviously, on that team. So I've seen him slipping in mock drafts to the end of the first round. I think he's fine right there. But if the ADP sticks to 4th overall, don't be the guy that takes him with your 4th pick on draft day or your 3rd pick or your 2nd pick or anything like that. Hold off on him. If you see it at the start of the 2nd and people are really overreacting, pick him up. But again, I see some regression, at least in his power. Speaking of regression, Cody Bellinger. So he is 25th overall, first baseman for the LA Dodgers. I think the quickest, if I'm right, was the quickest rookie to hit 20 home runs. He hit 39 last year. Kind of fell apart in the playoffs, but that doesn't matter. We're only worried about the regular season. I believe in the sophomore slump. And to draft a rookie 25th overall with an already sort of crowded infield and outfield, I can't do it. That means he's going to be going with my 2nd pick, and so I'm not going to have him on any of my teams. Which brings me to the other corner of the Dodgers infield. Everybody loves him, so, you can say whatever you want in the comments below, but no thank you to Justin Turner. 56 overall, one of the first third basemen off the board. I don't really want anything to do with him. I'm sure he's a very nice person. If I have a first baseman who's not really going to get me any more than 20 home runs, 80 RBIs, 70, 80 runs, there's so much more I can get at that draft position. I'm not going to say that's a ceiling, but that's kind of what I'd be projecting him to have. Possibly a high batting average, but as you know, batting averages are very volatile. You never know what's going to happen with an extended slump. Stay away from him. He's not going to be on any of my teams either. Speaking of humidors, with Paul Goldschmidt, other side of the infield in Arizona, Jake Lamb, fly ball hitter, lots of power, low batting average. If we're going to see, half of his games are played in Arizona, with this humidor in there, if that's going to be the case, that where his power is going to drop off by even a little bit from his 30 homers last year, then taking him at 99th is just not a good idea. I do not recommend it. So no thank you. Ryan Hosmer just got picked up by San Diego, signed an 8-year deal, playing at Petco Field. I think it's the hardest field in the majors to hit home runs. I want my corner infielders to hit 30 home runs, hopefully, depending on where I draft them, where I get them. He hit, I think it was 28 last year, but what I do know is I project him to hit about 18 this year. So thanks for the batting average. Your run totals are going to drop. Your RBIs are going to drop because, your offense isn't even quite what it was at Kansas City last year. I expect some regression in a few of the categories. Picking him 68th overall for me is an absolute no-go. It won't be on any of my teams. Guys that will be on my teams, so this is the good news. Josh Donaldson, man, I'm a Blue Jays fan. I know I'm wearing an Orioles hat, but the fact that he's 27th overall due to a shortened season from injuries, he's 2 years removed, if I'm right, from an MVP season. This guy is one of the top third basemen in the league. He sits about 2nd or 3rd in the lineup typically. Good offense, good park. I'm going to be chasing after him as best I can. Kyle Seager, way down to 90th overall. One thing about Kyle Seager, though, is you can pencil him in for 25 to 30 home runs no matter what. And if I can get him in sort of, let's say, the 10th round, the 8th round, somewhere in that area, and I know I'm going to have that power potential, and I know that D. Gordon is going to be at the top of that lineup now. He's going to have him and John Segura at the top of the lineup. That's potential for 30 home runs and 100 RBIs. Sign me up for that. Matt Carpenter. A lot of people are out on Matt Carpenter. I love him. I think he's great. He had a bad year last year. He's got position at every base in the infield. He's projected to bat 2nd in St. Louis, which looks like a pretty good lineup. You got Marcell Ozuna below him and Tommy Pham above him. I think his power is going to come back. I really like where he's being drafted at 124th overall. He's going to be on a whole bunch of my teams. Anthony Rendon. So Anthony Rendon's turning 29. He's number 48th overall. He's sitting right in the neighborhood of Justin Turner. He's a little bit half a round before Justin Turner. And I'm going to be getting a guy, right in the prime of his career, who I can pretty much bank on 90 runs, 90 RBIs, 25 to 30 homers, possibly a 300 batting average. Apples to apples right there. I'm taking Rendon every time. So those are my guys. Well, I got one more. 115th overall, Matt Olson. His ADP has been bumping up as drafts have been opening up. Mock drafts are opening up. I think the power is real. Worst case scenario, you got a Joey Gallo. Best case scenario, he walks like he was last year. So he had 189 at bats. He hit 24 home runs and 189 at bats, and he still walked 22 times. He batted almost 260. So I know, you put him out there for a whole year. Who knows what's going to happen with the batting average? But again, worst case scenario, he's Joey Gallo. He hits me 40 home runs. He gets me 100 RBIs. And maybe the batting average slips a bit. But again, I can make up for that with other players with higher batting averages. So if I'm taking Rendon before him, and then I'm holding off on the other side of the infield for Matt Olson, I'm sitting pretty. Anyways, reach out to me at the links below. Twitter, this is our website. You can find our notes for all of our episodes, view all our episodes, read my blogs. Hit us up on Twitter if you have any questions or content suggestions. I'll talk to you soon.